Alright, so this is the story of when I was baked at work. Alright, so I was chilling at work, manning the phone. You guys know how it is. Right, and I work at Domino's. And so I'm chilling there, just doing my shit, and we get a call. I'm smacked out of my mind at this point, right? And so the phone's ringing, and I have to wait a few seconds. I gotta let it ring like twice, cause then it registers in our system, and it's just a lot easier to deal with, right? And so I pick up the phone after like the second or third ring, and I say, Domino's, you know, pick up or delivery, address, blah blah blah, all that, right? The normal stuff. And this guy says, yeah, I'd like to order some pizza and what kind of cheesy bread do you guys have? And so I'm like, yeah, man, 1 minute. And I say, pick up or delivery. And he says, oh, delivery. And I say, alright, may I get your address? And so, like, this guy takes up at least 5 minutes of my time figuring out what his fucking address is. He's like, 1113, whatever. Like, you know, and then he just keeps stopping and pausing to go, but like, uh, uh, you know, and so finally he gives me his address. I'm like, alright, now what can I get you? And he says, well, I'd like a pizza, cheesy bread, and some food. And so I say, alright. So let me get all that. So what kind of pizza would you like? And I don't remember what kind of pizza he got. But, he gave me his pizza order, and he kept pausing in the middle. So he'd be like this is just an example. Like I said, I don't remember what kind of pizza he got, but he'd be like pepperonis and uh, mm, black olives and so he kept pausing and going and I was like, alright, man, pepperonis, black olives, alright, man. And, I was doing it, and I was saying man a lot, too, that day, for some reason, man. But, like, yeah, and so, eventually, I'm like, alright, and you said you'd like some food. And he's like, yes, I'd like some food. And so I'm like, alright. And I was looking for food in our system because I was putting his order down on everything. And so I I was looking for it for like 10 minutes. I was like, just give me a second, man. He was like, yeah, no problem. And then yeah, I couldn't find it, so I called my manager over and I was like, hey, I can't find food in our system. And she's like, well, what food? And I'm like, well, I can't find food in our system. She's like, yeah, but what food? And that's when it fucking hit me. He didn't tell me what food. He literally just said, I'd like pizza, cheesy bread, and some food. What the fuck does that even mean? Like, how do I respond to that? And so I'm like, oh, 1 minute. And then, so I pick the phone back up, and I'm like, what kind of food would you like? And he's like, well, I'd like some pizza, some cheesy bread, and some food. And I'm like, yes, sir, but what food? And that's when it fucking hits him. He just asked for some pizza, some cheesy bread, and some food. And so he says, oh, sorry, yeah, no, I just want some pizza and some cheesy bread. And I said, oh, alright, sorry. It was just a mistake, I told my manager. And so she went back to doing her shit. And what's it called? I fucking, I order everything up, I tell him it's total, I hang up, and I look to a buddy of mine at work, and that's when it fucking hits me. this guy's just as schmacked as I am.